Here's my hot take as a doctor. I totally agree. It is okay to be fat.
You heard it here first, folks. A doctor from Cedars-Sinai Hospital says it's okay to be fat, in spite of obesity being the leading cause of death in the U.S. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Now, at this point, you're well aware of the body positivity movement, which is absolutely not aimed at only minimizing fat shaming. I would agree it is not good to shame anyone else for anything. Shame yourself if you want to shame someone. But unfortunately, the body positivity movement, which is, I probably do go to the bathroom more. The body positivity movement aims to brainwash people to believe that it's just as healthy to be obese as it is to be a healthy weight. In other words, if you're not familiar with 1984 Orwellian doublespeak, what they're really trying to tell you is it's just as healthy to be unhealthy, and we think you're dumb enough to believe that. And a doctor who is dumb enough to think you're dumb enough to believe that is Dr. Nicole Van Groningen. It's a good doctor name, by the way. She is from Cedars-Sinai Hospital, apparently a prestigious hospital, as all great medical institutions are prestigious. They've certainly all got my trust, like, oh, put the blindfold on, lead me to whatever you want me to do. Okay, it's just as healthy to be unhealthy. Cool, take that, my eighth boost. Okay, if you say so, I will go along. I found this on Libs of TikTok account, and here's what their post says. Internal medicine doctor at Cedars-Sinai says it's totally okay to be fat and unhealthy. And I would agree in the sense of I'm all about freedom. I'm a freedom absolutist. It is okay if you want to be overweight and unhealthy. But what I'm not okay with is fooling people into believing it's healthy to be extremely overweight and to be extremely unhealthy. That, I would dare say, is medically unethical. Libs of TikTok goes on to say, according to the CDC, obesity-related disease is the leading cause of death in America. And this doctor is saying, well, it's okay to die. It's okay. It actually helps depopulation. It's great. It's okay to have the thing that is the leading cause of death in America. That makes you a leader. No, you go for it. Let me encourage you to go down the literal death path. Now, of course, I'm a skeptical fella, so I wanted to check out the CDC's website myself. I trust 100% of everything on it. But for this one, we're going to take it at face value here. Obesity basics. Great. The CDC, contrary to this TikTok doctor, says obesity is serious because it is associated with poor mental health outcomes and reduced quality of life. Now that sounds like discrimination for the CDC to be rooted in facts. CDC goes on to say, in the United States and worldwide, obesity is also associated with the leading causes of death, including deaths from diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and some types of cancer. Well, how could that be? Because this good doctor says it's okay to be fat from her medical perspective. It's okay to be leading yourself into a death trap. Not only will we not discourage you from doing that while replacing unhealthy habits with healthy ones that will make you healthier and give you a longer lifespan, we're actually going to encourage you to go down the path that is proven to be the leading cause of death. Cool. This sounds like a doctor we want to hear more from. So we will. Check out her little medical TikTok video.
Here's my hot take as a doctor. I totally agree. It is okay to be fat. We don't say that enough, but it needs to be normalized. If you are fat, that is okay. It is typically not a problem that requires immediate solving. It is not an emergency.
It's not an emergency. What can happen if I'm obese? Well, you can die, but trust us. This is not an emergency. You dying, that's literally not an emergency to us, according to the doctor.
You don't have to drop everything in the pursuit of being not fat.
Being not fat? You mean being healthy? Being skinny?
Aaron said this other thing in a different video that I totally agree with as well, is that it is okay to not be healthy.
Wow. Would you like to have this lady as your doctor? My friend Aaron said something else I totally agree with. It's okay to not be healthy. Yes, it's okay in the sense that you have the freedom to do it. It's okay in the sense that you shouldn't be shamed if that's what you are choosing to do. But if doing this thing called living and continuing to live is part of your goals, then by definition, it would actually not be okay to be unhealthy because it's very counterproductive to your goal of being alive and continuing to be alive. And I say this, I don't have a medical degree, so obviously I'm an idiot. And this lady, she's a doctor, trust her. So you probably want to pay attention to her and ignore me. I don't know, whatever. I'm just a Trump voter.
We act like it is this moral failing, this cardinal sin that you deserve a scarlet letter if you are not healthy. And there's a name for that, and that's called healthism.
Healthism.
Don't get me wrong. In my line of work, there's a lot of people that I see that want to gain weight, lose weight, take other measures that they think will improve their health in some way. And by all means, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you with that and be supportive of that.
It actually doesn't sound like you're there for that. It sounds like you're there to encourage complacency as people get validated for doing things that makes them statistically in the group that is the leading cause of death in the US.
But a good doctor will not judge you for being fat.
A good doctor will say, it's okay to be unhealthy. You want to live? Well, I'd rather you not, so it's okay to be unhealthy.
They will not judge you for being unhealthy. They will not judge the decisions that you made or the decisions that were made for you, which is the much more likely scenario that got you to the point where you are right now.
Will they judge you if you're unvaccinated? Good doctors actually shouldn't judge. It seems like they actually do, but anyway.
We're here to help you with the changes that you want to make. And if you are someone who wants to lose weight for health purposes, and there are certain scenarios where losing weight can be health promoting.
Wait a minute. Is she contradicting herself? There's certain scenarios where losing weight can be health promoting. You mean the scenario if you want to be alive and stay alive? That specific scenario, that certain scenario? Well, what are the other scenarios that it's actually not helpful to your health to lose weight? I wonder if she'll share those.
We're here to help you with that. We are also here to help you if you decide to not make any changes at all. We're still there.
Okay, so what are you going to do? As you could imagine, this doctor with free-thinking people on the internet didn't get a hell of a lot of support. She got a little backlash, if you will. And one of my favorite backlashers against woke insanity, and indeed this doctor has her degree in woke insanity, is Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh comments on Libs of TikTok posts of this woke insanity doctor. We now have doctors speaking out against healthism. It's divisive to want to be healthy. Healthism. The medical field is determined to kill whatever shred of credibility it still has left, and it is succeeding. I agree with Matt Walsh on that, and a lot of other things. And on Zerohedge.com, their write-up of this story, they have a interesting video that I think will be good to take a look at. Because we all know there's been body positivity activists, aka fat pride activists, touting the exact virtues that this doctor is touting. Are they false virtues? Well, they seem to be manufactured out of deception. So these body positivity activists who are saying like, hey, we agree with this doctor. There's nothing unhealthy about being in the group that's going to become the leading cause of death. We're just as healthy as non-obese people. So what's happening to these body positivity activists? Well, weirdly enough, a lot of them are dying at young ages. Take a look at this. By the way, shout out. This video comes from the YouTube channel Modernity.
These 4 social media influencers were swept up by a movement that claims obesity is perfectly healthy. The tragic truth is they have all died under the age of 45. And of course,
I wonder if they've found the cause of death. Is it the leading cause of death of being obese? No, cause of death is probably something else. It's just sudden death. It's an adult onset sudden death syndrome. You sure it's not obesity? Yeah, we've we've assumed so.
We're not reveling in these tragedies. This isn't an I told you so, it's a warning to try to help others.
By the way, I so agree with this. None of this is, and I told you so, none of this is about criticizing people who are pridefully sharing lies and deception under the guise of, I'm a medical professional here to help. This is all about warning others. And if you're someone who cherishes life, then that warning would be an important thing.
Whitney Sauer, a 28-year-old TikToker, had spent years defiantly promoting body positivity content. She couldn't leave the house because of type 2 diabetes and repeated bouts of the skin infection cellulitis, which had caused a growth in her pelvis weighing more than 2 stone.
2 stone, that's British. That might be 40 pounds. I think stone is like 20 pounds. That might be as accurate as the first doctor's medical advice.
Final video featured Sauer admitting she had ruined her life with food and binge eating.
Keep in mind, what she's about to say, it's the end of her life, and after her social media onslaught of body positivity, it's healthy to be overweight, there's nothing wrong with it, we're just as healthy people. So this is her at the end of her life, changing her tune.
Ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I want you to know that it's not worth it.
She says she ruined her life with those things, but the body positivity movement and her previous work would have said, no, you'll enhance your life with these things. View them positively.
Food's not worth your life.
She died shortly after. TikTok star Waffler69 made a career out of posting videos of himself eating giant portions of bizarre food. He died of a presumed heart attack at just 33 years old.
I bet he was compliant with all the recommendations.
Positivity activist and self-described professor of fat studies, Dr. Kat Pawsey, presented a fat-positive radio show in which she questioned the links between weight and health.
Question the direct links that are known? I like that. Let's start a radio show questioning gravity. Should I go up on the roof and step off? Well, here in the anti-gravity positivity movement, we think we should question the known assumptions about gravity. Go ahead and step off that roof. Let us know how it goes. You'll be just as healthy as a grounded person, because you're soon to be grounded.
As I said, obese people and even morbidly obese people have just as good health or better health than someone in the normal weight range. She died aged just 42 years old. Jamie Lopez, who starred in US reality TV show Supersized Salon, which centered around obese women getting beauty treatments and featured the catchphrase, go big or go home. Lopez said she felt discriminated against for being a plus-sized makeup artist and wanted women like her to feel confident and sexy. And despite subsequently changing course and losing half her body weight, Lopez died from heart complications aged just 37. Many of us have struggled with our weight at some point in our lives, but since when has the solution been to just keep doing what caused the problem in the first place? Please.
Now, that's a great question. If your health is not good, even if we could be as racist to say your health is bad by objective measures, should you be encouraged to view the things positively that you've done to dig yourself an open grave that may soon become a closed grave? Should you be encouraged to do that? I dare say not. Should you be shamed for it? I dare say not. I think freedom of choice, self-awareness, self-responsibility are at play. Yet I believe encouraging people to do health-destructive things that have gotten them to a bad place that will just get them to a worse place, I believe that is all born out of lies, deception, corruption, and potentially even an extinctionist agenda. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about the fat pride activists who are dying early, as well as this highly respected doctor at Cedars-Sinai saying, yeah, it's okay to be fat. We shouldn't consider it to be any less healthy than a healthy person. Well, why don't you just call them a healthy person then? I don't know, because it doesn't make sense in Orwellian double speak. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I appreciate you watching this video, my dear freedom-loving, truth-seeking friend. I look forward to seeing you on our next one, but first, Here's a special message. Do you love to outsource your health to the medical industrial complex, or are you someone who wants to take control of your health? If you're the latter, listen up. Last year, nearly 275 million antibiotic prescriptions were handed out in the US, and chances are in the next 12 months, you or someone you love is going to need one. But with supply chain shortages becoming a common reality, more and more families are being forced to take their health into their own hands. That's where this beauty comes in. The Wellness Company's Emergency Medical Kit contains 8 life-saving medications that every American should have in their medicine cabinet. If you have Tylenol in there, you should have this. With antibiotics, antiparasitics, and antivirals, it's like having a pharmacy in your own home, which puts you in control of your health. It contains emergency meds that you need, like amoxicillin, ivermectin, and Z-Pak. It also contains a 22-page guidebook with instructions for safe use of each medication, from benign tick bites to pneumonia. Everything is covered. These prescription kits are in high demand, so make sure you order yours now before cold and flu season really ramps up. So go to twc.health/jpreacts to order your medical emergency kit now. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off your first order. The medical emergency kit is available only in the USA. It pays to be an American. One more time, that is twc.health/jpreacts. Enjoy.